Alright everybody, what's going on? Killer 3's in here. And before I hop into today's video, go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you thought about Xdefiant, man. So, another thing before I hop into this, today officially marked the last day that I was in the Marine Corps, so I am officially out of active duty service. So, it's kind of been hard a little bit, but I'm gonna just try my best to make a video here. So, I want to talk about Xdefiant. Xdefiant recently has just decided that, we had the date already, but it's shut down. You can no longer play Xdefiant, man. And this video more or less just is a reach out to the Xdefiant team. This video may be a little short, but I want to extend my gratitudes to the Xdefiant team for being so passionate about a game from the very first day that it was launched, and trying to actually make a decent game that unfortunately just didn't make its way through the cracks, right? Sure, the game may have lacked a lot of refinement, but what video game doesn't come out anymore that just doesn't have that refinement, right? And I think this is actually a very interesting day in the gaming community because, or I should say development community and gaming community, because Xdefiant genuinely was a game that was trying to take on a AAA title with all of the faults and problems that AAA title has. Like, everything about Xdefiant, from all the shorts I've made to the moment I played it, is an interesting story. I really didn't like the beta because the netcode just didn't work out that well for me. And when I found out it was a netcode upon launch of the game, playing it again made me realize that it has a lot of what made old Call of Duties feel so great, and it has a lot of that pizzazz and spark compared to modern Call of Duty games that just don't feel like they have that anymore. And I think that is something we should take into consideration when we pay our respects to Xdefiant, right? Xdefiant, Mark Rubin and his team genuinely tried to deliver a game that was going to be simply just better than its competitor, and try to do the right thing for the FPS genre that needed a game more or less like Call of Duty but couldn't get it. I think it is interesting because it took a lot of inspiration from other games and using that game's design as a basis for their game, kind of like what COD Mobile does, just on more AAA games. And I thought that was a really cool idea, that we're playing on maps and playing modes from, other games, essentially taking some of the best iterations of other video games and putting it into a game to deliver not only a unique experience, but probably one of the most enjoyable I've had in an FPS game in a very, very long time. I'm not saying that Xdefiant was terrible by any means, but what I am saying is that Xdefiant truly did something remarkable and attack the problems of modern AAA games head on. And unfortunately, because of its downsides with bad netcode and the game lacking a lot of polish and refinement, meant that the game was just going to unfortunately end. And because it was also owned by Ubisoft, it's just kind of sad to see that Ubisoft cut it because it wasn't doing what they wanted the game to do and just make that profit and stuff like that. And of course, that's just corporate greed of a company when it comes to a video game. So kind of seen that coming, but the fact that it had millions of players, I think 1.2 million log in on day one to play the game, is absolutely insane. But again, I love this game by all means, man. This game just did an FPS game right. It stayed very simple, it stayed very basic, and that right there, the simple, basic stuff, is what made this game so great. But unfortunately, it has all come to an end. But again, I just want to extend my thanks and gratitude to Mark Rubin and his team for trying to compassionately develop a game that simply just didn't have that, coming from AAA titles. And I really do thank Mark Rubin and his team for delivering such a good game to us. It's sad to see that a lot of what he was trying to do and fix and make better within the game unfortunately never really got to see the light of day, but I still do think Mark Rubin and his team deserve a massive amount of credit in the gaming community for what they did and their contributions with Xdefiant. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. Please tell me your thoughts about Xdefiant down below, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Not. It's Corby's phone.